I don't wanna represent your life. You stomping anybody, so make your choice right.
Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Select to make your first pick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Oh boy, do I have some fun stuff lined up for y'all. And Happy New Year, because you guys will see this in 2026, but your boy's still stuck in 2025. So that's a thing. Being a year behind kind of sucks. It's a thing. Anyway, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the newsroom, and welcome to the Goutopian News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the Snort Report, brought to you by SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company ever. Ever. Here we go. Your boy's fighting a bit of a cold, so you know that this is the holiday season, because this is how I do each and every year. It's kind of interesting how that happens, by the way. The gout always gets me at the end of the year. It's in flu form, though, not in actual crystallized form like Phil. So I guess we can thank God for that. Any case, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part one of a three-parter of the the DSP versus IronSimpSakai versus StrangelyLex saga. Been broken down into three parts for various reasons, only because that's how the videos are cut. And I'm gonna trying to kind of pick my spots for what videos I'm doing until I get over the this gouty flu. So with that being said, just for record, I don't have gout. I've not gotten hit with that. At least not yet. In any case, you know what I'm saying, because you're in the snort text long enough, you'd be surprised what you might catch. Anyway, so that's what our situation is. So let's go ahead and move forward over to my favorite segment. That is gout free, by the way. Your guys' favorite segment as well. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my TED Talk. Okay, so I had missed this early in the year for various reasons, but I did kind of keep up with the shenanigans. But the DSP StrangelyLex IronSimpSakai saga was fucking dumb. Only in that DSP was already making good money, and the fact that he couldn't let some random chick and her girlfriend get a piece of it, it didn't affect him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, people came in and said that IronSimpSakai was throwing his money at some female. So what? So what? Like, what are you running over there? Is this fucking the gropers or the gropers and shit, that fucking that thing that Nicholas Fuentes does and whatnot, where all those guys are in, well, most of those guys are into that weird ass shit. Is that what DSP's running? He's got a bunch of guys that are running around that are secretly homosexual and they can't give money to females, or they can't watch female streamers? Because DSP definitely caught a lot of feelings during this shit. And for no good reason, but it just shows you what kind of spiteful little bitch he is and how desperate he is to hold on to what little attention that he has, good, bad, or otherwise. And I honestly think he purposely did this to try to draw StrangelyLex out into pitch battle in the thought, or in the idea, or with the idea that if she did try to kind of clap back or retaliate, he could just, I mean, he was still under Kino Casino's wing at that time, or breast meat, whatever you want to call it. And he thought he was safe. He thought he was going to be immune to whatever that was thrown at him. As we know now, the more that rolled on, the more pissed off DSP got, and then PPP, or Triple P as I like to call him, admonished him about it for good reason. And so it's all a thing. But anyway, so this will be part one of three. I can guarantee you that these will be uploaded or published, I guess, really in order. I can't guarantee that they'll be back to back to back. So if it gets split up, it gets split up. But I'll make sure that at least someone puts part one, part two, part three. We'll figure it out. But in any case, that's where our situation is. Let's see, without anything else to kind of throw at you, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, first off and foremost. And let me go ahead and set our scene. All right, that'll be good. Okay, that'll be good. I took some cold medicine, so we're good on that. And let's see here. Let's see if we can let's go ahead and see if we can find our video and move with that. Speaking of which, I missed a lot of episodes of That Being Said, so I'm not even sure if this has happened. If it has happened, then let me know. You got my apologies in advance for asking. But did StrangelyLex ever go on to That Being Said?
So we
Okay, let me throw that there. But yeah, has StrangelyLex actually gone on to That Being Said? Just out of curiosity. If she has, then cool, just let me know and whatnot, and I'll check it out. Because I missed a few episodes of That Being Said this year. So I'd like to catch up and see what she said, if she said anything. If not, I wouldn't be surprised if she wanted to just keep her distance from all this nonsense because she didn't ask for any of it. But whatever. Also, if I end up asking you that same question in the next 2 videos, just run with it. just run with it and whatnot. I very much appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's see here. I don't smell no bacon cooking. And let's go ahead and get to it with formal introductions. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Raw Phil. Big ups. Darkside Phil speaks on IronSimpSakai and StrangelyLex. This is from February 26th of 2025. For me, the current year. For you, a year ago. A year ago. And yeah, like I said, I won't hold you guys up any longer. Here we go.
So we got a lot to talk about, all right? But the first thing we need to address is the elephant in the room.
Your wife?
IronSimpSakai is back in Kick Chat today. After 2 days of me having to put up with bullshit, with everyone yelling and telling.
Yeah, he looked mad as shit. Here, let me bring this back one more time. Sorry. Sorry, I'm messaging somebody while I'm doing all this. I'm locked in now. I'm locked in. But I just saw how angry his face was, and I was like, God damn, he's like rage picking it.
So we got a lot to talk about.
Here we go.
All right? But the first thing we need to address is the elephant in the room. IronSimpSakai is back in Kick Chat today.
Look like he's snarling. Look at him. Jesus Christ. All this for a piece of puss that's not even yours. You don't see you putting up this type of anger when fucking everybody was running a train on Cat, but you want to throw this to a random female that's out of your league? Oh, wow. Okay, fair enough.
After 2 days of me having.
You know, funny enough, as bitch made as DSP is, him and Review Tech USA got a lot in common. Because when Review Tech USA waged his failed campaign, by the way, against kind of Sav, big ups, he had the same type of vitriol for that chick too, in a situation that he started. You know what I'm saying? She threw out a meme and all he had to do was let that shit slide, like how all the other RTU guys throw zingers at his ass and he ignores it. But see, Rich is a sexist though, and he hates women. And that's why he treated, that's why he went after Sav the way he did. He thought he could bully her. And actually, I can prove the whole thing about him not liking women, because if what happened to his daughter had happened to one of his sons, he'd have been there every day. He'd have been there every day. But because it was his daughter, though, and he don't really think much of her anyway, he didn't mind letting that shit happen the way it happened. He can prove me wrong if he wants to, but he really can't. So it is what it is on that. I mean, granted, though, Rich doesn't care about any of his kids either which way, but I honestly feel like that's what the situation was. I'm not wishing that on his daughter. No one did. And I wouldn't wish that on any of his sons. But if that was one of his sons, though, I guarantee you he'd have been at that hospital every day. He'd have been at that hospital. But because it was his daughter, though, he didn't, because it was McKinsley, he didn't care too much about that. And that's the reason why Lauren, his baby's mother, got on his ass the way she did, because she saw it too. She may never admit it to him, but she knows what I said. She knows what I'm saying is right. Anywho, it's just funny, though, that you see 2 lol cows acting the same way towards females like that. It says something. It really does.
To put up with bullshit, with everyone yelling and telling me that he had left and that he went to someone else's stream and he was throwing some a whole bunch of money. So, IronSimpSakai, why don't you tell us all about your adventures in the last 24, 28 hours?
So is that how you look at Kat when she used to stream and make content? She was just an e-thought? Is that the reason why Panda stopped making videos after a while? Because you thought it was e-thought-ish of her doing that shit too? I'm just asking. It's you know, it's kind of interesting if you think about it. If he views one woman like that, then who's to say he doesn't view all women like that?
Really? Because I had to put up with so much bullshit in the last 24 to 48 hours because of this. I'd like to hear exactly what's going on. He says, are you serious? Well, let's see. You apparently went
Yeah, it is kind of strange if you're IronSimpSakai that you got a gay man getting mad at you because you're spending your money with somebody else. That does seem kind of weird. That does seem kind of strange.
over to someone else's stream and threw a bunch of money, which I don't care about.
Yeah, you don't care. Yeah, you're showing it.
But what I'm being told is that you kept talking about me in a negative way. You kept linking negative videos about me, like Detractor videos. So, of course, my detractors made a fucking field day out.
Just to go to show, his detractors are the first thing that's on his mind when he wakes up and the last thing that's on his mind when he goes to bed. Just goes to show. He's not, remember, he's the one who said it. It wasn't his audience that was sitting there bombarding him with this shit. It was his detractors that were doing it. Just showing you where his priorities are. That's all I'm saying.
Out of this. Now I'm sitting here trying to maintain my streams. Just do my.
I thought you were successful. You're only maintaining? Wow, there's so many revelations. Fucking A, I should have been on the ball with this when it actually happened.
Normal shit. And I don't really give a shit about any of it. But I got to put up with 1 million people coming into my chat, derailing my content for a whole day. Like last night was unbearable. I'm trying to play the Marvel collection. I'm kicking ass. I'm literally spanking people up.
Scrubs, by the way. He was spanking scrubs and noobs.
Down, left, and right. Grandmaster ranking. Oh, do you hear what IronSimpSakai is doing right now? He's over in the chat, and he's doing this, and he's doing that. All right? So it's this simple. There's something that I've learned, okay, in the last couple of years, okay? And here's what I've learned. My actions, okay, don't just affect me. My actions affect everyone.
If that's the case, then doesn't that work the other way around? I.e., if Derek's actions affect him and whatnot, they affect you too. But that's what he was arguing against with with Null or Josh and from the farms and PvP. He said, hey, whatever he does outside of my streams, that's on him. That doesn't have shit to do with me. That's not my fault. That's not my problem. You can't hold me accountable for that. But DSP saying that everything he does affects other people, including an IRL. But that's weird because DSP has said for years that that's not the case. Nothing that he does affects you guys. You guys choose to come to his streams. You choose to interact with his content. You choose to contribute to his content. He can't be held to task on what happens to you as a result of those things. He said that, excuse me, basically, I'm inflating a little bit of that, but he didn't say it word for word, but he essentially applied that during Blood of the Blood Gods, when fucking Brightside Viking went to war with Kiwi Farms and whatnot, and how he was like, yo, I don't have no control over Brightside Viking. Whatever he's doing is whatever he's doing. It has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? That's when all the fucking people on the King of Hate forums was getting fucking dots left and right. But now all of a sudden, years later, he's wanting to take responsibility. Okay, that's an interesting way of going about it.
Around me, because I'm a public figure on the internet. Okay, so I know that if I decide to talk about a certain topic, or I decide to play a certain game, or I decide to...
So then wait, if that's the case, if he's acknowledging that he's a public figure, then if you're asking people for all this money to save you from taxes, or to keep your business afloat, or so you can put food on the table, and then you misappropriate that money and do something else with it, i.e. WWE champions, or drinking, or whatever other fucking weird-ass gambling or spending addiction that he may have, then by that proxy, people have the right to call him out and hold him accountable then, yeah? If I publicly ask you guys right now for $100,000, and I get it, and let's say I did it under the guise of, hey, I'm working towards such and such project, and once I get the money, it's 3 years later and I didn't do it, you have full rights to hold me accountable for that. I said I needed this money. I said I needed this money for set thing, and then I misappropriated the funds. I think you have a reason to call that out. If you guys don't know, I'm not just talking about DSP, nor am I just talking about Wings, nor am I just talking about fucking Review Tech USA, but I'm also talking about Ethan Van Skyler and most of those people over there in CG who went sat there and asked for all that money and then didn't do shit with it, at least most of them anyway. Same concept. According to DSP, as a public figure, if you ask for money on a public site as a public figure, and you don't spend that money for that set thing, people have a reason to question it. or have the right to question it, I should say. Especially under the guise of, I need it for said thing. If you're saying, hey guys, I'm gonna set a goal for $100,000, let's see we hit it, and that's that, then there you go. You're just kind of, you're donating for the sake of donating. But if you attach a goal onto it, that's a little different, especially if you're a public figure.
Criticize something, or I decide to have an interview or to appear in a piece of content, no matter what it is, DSP has an influence on things all over the internet.
Not in the way he's describing, but all right. I get what he's saying, but it's not the way he thinks.
Despite the fact that I don't want to, and I don't understand it, I really don't get it, okay? But I just do, right? Like, no matter what I do.
So now he's turning himself into the victim. Okay.
It seems like everyone's talking about it, and everyone follows me around, and everyone stalks every little thing that I do, right? I mean, just a couple days ago, I had a capture card malfunction, okay? It screen grabbed my Discord, which auto boots when I...
That's kind of hilarious too, because wasn't he shitting on RTU for that? For exposing his Discord, only for DSP to do the same thing a few days later? Sucks to suck. But I encourage I'm lolcow crime.
I boot my gaming PC, and let me tell you, since that happened, I've now disabled Discord from auto booting on my gaming PC, so that won't happen again. All right.
Why do you have Discord auto booted anyway? I mean, checking for updates is one thing, but why would you want that shit to auto boot off the rip anyway? Dumbass. If not, why don't you just put it on an idle scene so you don't have to worry about it being screen grabbed? Dumbass. Holy shit.
But literally all it did was show people on my contacts list. That was it. That's all it was. It was no conversations. There was no information. It was just, here's people on Phil's contacts list. People talk.
I still hold on to that thing about that Becky Boop situation. I haven't given that shit up, by the way. I have not given that shit up, by the way. That Becky Boop was using him as a bargaining chip to better her position with lolcow Live, or lolcow Universe, I should say. And given where they're currently at in December of 2025, where I'm at currently, boy, they need her. Boy, they need the shit out of that woman. You can say what you want to say about her little OnlyFans or thirst trap or whatever it was that she was, whatever little photos she was sending off to people and whatever. And they can get mad about how annoying she is and whatever. But they need her. When you've got Krylie, aka Xylee, when you got her over there saying that I miss Becky, I wish Becky would come back, that tells you something. When you got pedophile behind the camera and Keemstar being like, man, I really wish she would, take our phone calls. I really wish she'd come back. That tells you something. That tells you something.
Oh my God, did you see he's got this person on his contacts? Do you think that this is going to happen? What the fuck is wrong with people, right? And the thing is, I have to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? I have to. It's crazy, but it's just a fact, all right? It's an inevitability now. That no matter what I say and do, no matter what happens, I'm stalked and people microanalyze every piece of information possible. All right. Now, let's be very honest here.
So is that enough for a cat to be downstairs crying? Or is she downstairs crying because she can't walk up the stairs? Inquiring minds would love to know.
Okay. Let's be very honest. Continuing on with that, people who are going to come on my streams and be regulars, meaning you're someone who's in the chat all the time and people recognize your name.
Now that I think about it, why would you tell people that your wife is downstairs crying? Like, why would you do that? And then didn't he contradict himself? Because I want to say, because the Asmongold situation or interview has already happened at my point. So like why did he sit there and tell people all those years ago that she was downstairs crying every time the fucking the May 1st burst or his incident happens? But when he does interviews with people and they ask him about it, he acts like it's a joke and it doesn't mean anything. So was he lying then or is he lying now? And if he did lie about that, why would you lie about that? Like, do you know how like emotionally vulnerable that makes her seem? You know how weird that sounds? I just thought I'd bring it up. That's a strange, I mean, amongst many things that he lies about that don't make no damn sense. That was a strange thing to lie about.
People who come and support in big ways, right? You're dropping member bombs, you're dropping sub bombs, you're tipping, you're super chatting, which I appreciate and very much allows me to do what I love for a living and keep doing it. So thank you for that.
But then you're not successful if you're completely and utterly dependent on other people to do it. So what is your business, i.e., what is it that you do that actually generates money outside of begging? See, that's why he never really wants to talk to a detractor, because that's the question that a normie won't ask him, but a detractor will. And what's he going to say? Oh, well, detractors have killed all my ways of making money outside of begging. Well, then theoretically, you should just get a job then, right? Or at least a part-time job at the very least. You know what I mean? Like, if he has pride, why doesn't someone ask him, don't you have any shame that you're known as an e-beggar online and that's all you do? That don't make you feel a certain type of way? That doesn't make your wife feel a certain type of way? Does she even know that? Because according to the Asmongold interview, it sounds like she doesn't really know what DSP spending habits are, which makes sense. That opens up a whole nother can of worms in itself.
But you have to understand that now you are going to become the subject of focus, the subject of analyzation, the subject of ridicule, and the subject.
So you're going to try to fearmonger IronSimpSakai? He's already a dent. Like, it really can't get much worse. I think he has an understanding of where he's at with this. If Super Crazy was around, we would have already had a video on IronSimpSakai by now. And honestly, I still think we need one.
Of stalking, simply because these people are.
That's what I need to do. I need to go over those How to Catch a Pay Pigs next year, because those are really good work. You know what I'm saying? Those are like, you gotta, if you guys don't want to admit anything else, you have to admit that Super Crazy did really good work on that series. He did real good work with that.
Are all over my ass. If you become a part of that in a big way, they're going to be on your ass. All right. And this is just something that I think needs to be discussed at this point. Is it right? No, it's not. I completely disagree with it. I don't think that just because someone comes on my stream and is nice to me, that they should then be micro-analyzed and put under the microscope and have every aspect of their life stalked. And you know what I'm saying?
It's called being collateral damage. It's the consequences of the circumstances. It is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, everybody understands what the rules of engagement are. Is it right? No, but that's what that is. That's what the rules of engagement are.
Saying, I think it's bullshit. But sadly, I don't think the internet is going to change anytime soon.
And DSP is such a pathological liar that he's going to lie about the nature of the situation anyway, which causes people to hyperfixate and or investigate the situation to pull the truth out of it. He's literally his own problem.
Okay. I don't. I think that the internet is going to be a situation where people are going to continuously do this and get worse and worse as well. All right. It's just going to get worse over time. You know, people got to understand that if you come and you hang out with me, great. But the moment that you start to put yourself out there, right, people will be following you and looking. I always say you got to be careful about the information that you put out there on the internet. If you're going to be in someone's...
Shut that shit up. First off, it's already too late for that, because most of these guys are running around with their full names, or whatever they're doing is attached to their full name. You're already past that. So now he wants you to go ahead and make sock accounts and this, that, and the third. That doesn't make any sense, nor does that do any good, because there's at least two people that I could think of. One guy on Detractor Twitter and one guy on the forums, who both basically analyze the pattern of people who talk, and they've literally, and him with, I'm sure with a few other people, have figured out who's on whose sock. So that right there in itself fucks up. Actually, let me go deeper than that. Go back to Piece of Peace, big ups to him, and those other two guys that I mentioned. If you look at Piece of Peace's spreadsheet, if you look at it from like January of 2026, which is where you guys are going to be watching this, and you guys go back to January of 2025, if you go back and if you actually look at people's tipping habits, and you go ahead and analyze when they do it, on what days, on how much they donate, and so on and so forth, and in particular, what games, you can literally suss out people's sock accounts just doing that. It's going to take you some time, and some other people have already done it, so that'll help you out a lot. But that's how a lot of people got sussed out through their sock accounts too. You know what I'm saying? Or let's go further than that. Go back to when Tevin, big ups to Tevin, Almighty Tevin was back there when he was restreaming heavy on YouTube, right? After a while, he caught on those patterns innately. And he figured out, and he was able to suss out that shit. Same thing with LSP. Actually, big ups to LSP as well. He figured some of that shit out too. It didn't take long. You know, well, it took a while. It took a while. But eventually they figured it out. So what he's saying is frivolous. It's literally just dead air. That proves nothing, and it means nothing.
Chat room, you got to make sure that that account that you're using in the chat does not directly link to real life information. Don't be having it be the same name as your Facebook or your Instagram, and that has information about you and your geolocation and all of your friends and family. Boy. So many people over the years just didn't realize that that information could be used and mobilized to
This retard was literally one of those people, by the way. Keep that in mind.
Hurt. And then later on, they get stalked.
You know what I know too? Excuse me. This guy's a known doxer himself. DSP, I mean. He's a known doxer himself.
Or attacked, and like, what's going on?
So now I think about it. Him, DSP, Wings, Low Tier God, and Review Tech USA literally can never say shit about shit because they're all known doxers. I just thought about that. That's kind of funny. Kind of pathetic too, actually.
I can't even believe that this is happening to me. Well, yeah.
Actually, so is. Well, Ethan has Yellow Flash's dox. He just hasn't figured out a way to inseminate it yet, or to disseminate it, I should say. That's the only difference. Because trust me, if he could have doxed Yellow Flash by now, he'd have done it. He just hasn't figured out a way to do it to where it doesn't tie back to his ass yet. That's all.
These people are no-life losers. They have nothing to do but harass people online to try to get attention. A lot of times the reason they do it is not because of any end game. Like, for example, they've started.
How did this go from IronSimpSakai giving some chick money to now you being a victim and everybody in your audience is a victim by being associated to you? How did we get here? How did you do that?
Talk to people in my community and like, well, what do they do that for? I don't know, because it doesn't affect me. I'm literally not affected by it.
That's not true though, because if the person who is quote unquote being stalked stops giving you money, you're fucked. I don't know why he does that. Like why he thinks he can do that, I should say. Giving him degrees of separation. I'll use that term. I don't know why he does that, because literally anything that happens to a pay pig or a whale on his channel, negatively at the very least, will affect him. If that whale doesn't give him enough money and he bitches at them and they leave, that affects him. So what the fuck are you talking about? That's literally him saying, hey, go after them if you want. I don't care. I'll just go ahead and replace them with somebody else. Someone else will eventually step up. That's literally what he's saying. So how are you protecting them while also saying that they're expendable at the same time? Talking out of both sides of your snout. Makes you think.
You can see 16 years and going, I'm not going anywhere, right?
Yeah, but you're not doing anything either. Nor can you get anybody to do anything with you. You've been begging for 16 fucking years. If you want to keep doing that, that's fine. But then don't get mad that people call you an e-beggar. Don't get mad when people like Asmongold and Destiny laugh at your ass when they fucking react to some shit that they watch about you. Yet again, you can't say these things don't affect you when they clearly do. He has spent most of the year bitching about duty. But he says he don't watch Detractor content. Or Detractor content, however you want to classify duty. Anyway, but like, you know what I'm saying? He says he don't watch none of that shit, but he clearly bitching about it. And if I was to bet dollars to donuts, sorry, Cat, but if I was willing to bet dollars to donuts, I bet you Cat watches a lot of that Detractor shit too. What you think?
But these people think that like attacking and stalking someone gives them some kind of power. They get this crazy like power trip over it. Oh, I actually harassed someone, I stalked them, and I got them to respond. Because that ultimately is what they're looking for. They want a response. And if you give them any kind of a response, they now feel like they've been justified in their actions because they got what they were looking for.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if this video's out yet, but I'm pretty sure it is. But I'm not sure if this video's out yet. But I had said that exact same thing. The way he was harassing Wings and the way he was harassing Asmongold. He literally just spelled out why he does what he does. Why he's still continuing to stock LTG and all of that. Here, let me bring this back. I've already told you guys this, but it's best to hear it out of the pig's mouth or snout, whatever.
But these people think that like attacking and stalking someone gives them some kind of power. They get this crazy like power trip over it. Oh, I actually harassed someone, I stalked them, and I got them to respond. Because that ultimately is what they're looking for. They want a response.
You guys see what I'm saying? You smell when I'm cooking? You know what I'm saying? You smell when I'm cooking? Well, I can't smell, I'm congested, but you smell when I'm cooking? You catch that? That's literally what this ass clown did. It didn't work with LTG, and that's why he's super mad about it. He's been trying to do that with Wings. He got the initial response he wanted. Then he had to ramp up the fucking harassment because Wings won't talk to him. And now there's this shit. And then there was the Asmon Gold situation. He got the response that he wanted, so he's gonna keep doing it. And what is it that I tried to tell y'all? What is rewarded will be repeated. This right here is literally his fucking MO. He's admitting it in real time. And this is how the harassment campaign, I think, this is how the harassment campaign is going to go about, or come about, I should say, in 2026. If he can get a hold of somebody, and if he can beat down on them long enough and hard enough, he thinks he can get them to break. He did it to Asmon Gold, even though that was charity, let's be real. But he got it. By hook or by crook, he got it. I'm gonna play this one more time and then we'll move on. I'm gonna have to clip this. I'm gonna need to clip this. This is gonna be useful to me later.
As you can see, 16 years and going, I'm not going anywhere, right? But these people think that like attacking and stalking someone gives them some kind of power. They get this crazy like power trip over it. Oh, I actually harassed someone, I stalked them, and I got them to respond. Because that ultimately is what they're looking for. They want a response. And if you give them any kind of a response, they now feel like they've been justified in their actions because they got what they were looking for. Do you see what I'm saying? So.
And one more thing, and then we'll keep going. Don't worry, I won't bring it back for a third time. But ironically enough, that was the same MO he tried to do in the FGC. And look at where it got him. And what was DSP's response to that? He just doesn't leave the house anymore. You can't sit there and have him in a parking lot pissing himself, crying about how he's an alcoholic if he never leave the house. Think about it.
The truth here is no one can really control the nature of the internet, content creation, online social interactions, and stalking. You know, it's sick. It's scary to think about, but it's just something we all got to deal with now.
Especially coming from someone who he himself has a history of stalking and harassing people. From that one chick he was obsessed with in school to many of the females that he's fucking tried to have dabbles with in the FGC, to Panda, hell, to Cat for all we know. Think about that. Like, really let that sink in. Yikes.
All right, but I gotta ask that if you are someone who's putting this public, forward, you're on a stream, you're a contributor, or whatever, you've got to be careful about what you do. Because the moment that you step outside of that zone of normalcy and you do something else that maybe someone would be like, oh, that's not normal, they're going to freak out about it and they're going to completely blow it up.
He's literally gaslighting people to not leave his community and not leave him. And basically trying to say that, hey, you're not safe outside of this bubble. And if you do anything outside of this bubble, it's going to harm you. And then you're going to bring that shit back to me and then I'm going to have to deal with it. So just don't leave. Yikes. I wonder, now that I think about it, is that a similar thing that he told Kat before she moved into the Snort Fort? Is this, ladies and gentlemen, the terms and conditions that were applied for her to be able to move into the Snort Fort? Like, hey, you can't have social media anymore, and these are the reasons why. And it's just not a fundamentally good idea. You're going to make things rough on me. And if I'm paying the majority of the bills, womp womp, I don't need that additional stress, nor do I want it, nor do you want it. I wonder if that's what he said to her to convince her to give all that up. Provocative, to say the very least.
They're going to just talk about it publicly all the time. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can try to hide. You can try to change your name. And people have tried that. Oh, I'll change it, my account, and I'll do this and that. These stalkers are going to find out anyway. All right?
Keep in mind, he told them to do those things, by the way. Just for the record.
So here's the deal. IronSimpSakai, big supporter of mine, right? Wants to become a moderator. I make him a moderator on Kick. He's a moderator on Kick for like a month. All of a sudden, he starts being really pissy toward me and doing a lot of negative, toxic stuff towards me. So I told him, I don't know what gives. Like, what's your problem? He freaks out. He starts saying all this negative stuff. So I remove him as a moderator. Then he went on his channel and he had a whole negative stream about me, right? This is months ago.
I need to find that because he took it all down. I mean, I heard it was just straight autism either which way, but it might make an interesting listen at the very least.
So after that, I'm like, well, forget it. You know, he can't come back with this guy's being a...
I'm sure somebody has that. I want to tell you, maybe Hate Army does. Hate Army, Snort Hogan, maybe Ann Leet. One of the three has to have it at the very least. Someone's got to have a backup of that shit somewhere.
Jerk or whatever. Well, he comes back, he apologizes, right? He says, I'm sorry, I was having a really bad time. I'd like to come back, be a part of the community again. Fine. All right. He apologized or whatever. He's coming back. So he comes back, and now it's been a couple of months since then. And he's been a huge supporter of the streams, and everyone knows this. It's popping up on the screen constantly. He's dropping subs. He's tipping. He's doing super chats, right? Great. But you got to understand that the moment that you leave and you go somewhere else and you start acting in any way, people look and see it, and they're going to be talking about it constantly, and it's going to rub off on everyone, not just you. It's going to rub off on everyone around you.
So what? He's the one who's putting all the money up, so who gives a shit? To be honest, I don't condone being a dent, but if you're going to be a dent or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I mean, fucking do what you want. You're the money. You're the bank, basically. DSP depends on you, not the other way around. You don't gain any clout by giving DSP money. So, whatever.
So here I am for the last 2 days just trying to do my normal streams, and you got these drama queen sissy girls, because that's all they are. They act like sissy girl.
Aren't you the guy who admitted to watching gay men put on makeup and shit? I know you did that. Now I think about it, because I know, holy shit. Oh, that's random as fuck. DSP had talked about, I don't remember if Kat was with him when he was doing this or not, but he had, on an offhanded reason, he said that he was watching makeup tutorials, and there was a gay dude who was like putting on makeup or whatever, and then he said that he was talking about sexual acts that he was doing with other men. There's only one person I can think of that does that, and that's James Charles. It could have been Manny anyway, but he doesn't, I don't think he moves like that. Or I don't think he talks about that shit publicly like that, I should say. Not blatantly. So it sounds like James Charles. Which leads to the question, why the fuck is DSP watching James Charles? Now, I watch a lot of drama tours and the fucking tea community and shit, and then the drama that goes on in the beauty community, because that's just fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious and shit. So I get that. But even then, I don't even watch James Charles, though. So why the fuck is DSP watching James Charles? If that's the case, because that's the only person I can really think of that fits that mold. Maybe Jeffree Star. I guess that could be a possibility. But why the fuck is DSP watching either one of those guys? Makes you think. I'll see if I can fucking drum up that original video, though. But that shit was fucking stupid when he admitted that shit. And that was years ago, too. That was a long ass time ago. But I assume DSP's never stopped. So it is what it is.
Schoolyard gossipers, right? Did you see what ICS is doing? You see what he's doing over there? What he said is good, and he's throwing money at the E-Dot, and she's twerking and doing squats, and he shows her more money. And then
you do know a twerk and a, Jesus Christ, look at that face. Great screenshot. You do know that a squat and a twerk are two separate things, right? Just saying. God damn, look at that face. What's the timestamp on this? 11:47:06. Yeah, I need that. That's tough. That's tough. That shit is tough. Look at that shit. Ladies, for the few ladies that watch me, I should say. Imagine that being on top of you, getting ready to bust. Good God, that must be brutal.
he said something nasty about Darkside Phil to get a rise, and they said, the truth is, I don't give two fucks about any of it. All right? In truth, and this has always been my philosophy, and people give me shit for having this philosophy.
Because you don't actually have a philosophy. I don't even think you really understand what that means, but all right.
My philosophy is thus. I'm a content creator, and my limits of what I care about or what I should be responsible for is literally what's in front of me right now. I'm looking at...
No, that's not how that works. And theoretically, your whole I'm a public figure thing completely nulls and voids what you're about to say now. All right, whatever. Let me let him burn whatever the fuck he's about to burn in the air fryer. Let me let him have it. 2
chat rooms on my streams. That's it. What you do outside of my...
Your influence goes beyond just the fucking chat on those 2 streams, you fucking retard. And that in those 2 chats are a small part of the overall streams. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, whatever.
Chat should be absolutely...
And that's not even a philosophy, it's a shield and whatnot. And that right there stems from that whole State of Decay 2 situation when he had sat there and spurred the fuck out because him and Kat couldn't go to the Space Needle, if I remember correctly, because she got sick or whatever. And it was right around the time when a bunch of the State of Decay content creators and streamers were given early copies or advanced copies of State of Decay 2 and they were playing it early. And he got butthurt about it, which doesn't make any sense because, yeah, he's played State of Decay 2, but he's not part of their community. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't built anything with that, nor off that, nor for that brand. What the fuck are you crying about?
None of my business.
And he ain't called people shills and sellouts and all that bullshit for review copies or whatever, and that led to that whole fiasco.
Whatsoever. Do you understand? Now, the thing is, I've been taken to task for this.
As you should.
I've been told, well, that's not true. Because what if you know that someone who's a viewer of yours is a mass murderer?
Oh, he is talking about the Derridge situation. That makes sense, though, because that was in August of 2024. Well, August or... It was in late 2024, let's say that. I want to tell you it was in August. Because I need to go over that interview. But I'm pretty sure that was in late 2024. So that's why he bitching and complaining about that.
What if you know that they're a sexual predator? What if you know that...
And he lied to them, by the way, too. He lied to fucking Josh and Kino Casino, saying he knew nothing about that. And then he admitted, literally like 5 minutes later, that people have been telling him for like 2 years about the situation. So which one was it? You didn't know, or you did know for 2 years and you chose not to do anything about it? Wow.
They're a drug dealer. What if you know that they're a pedophile? What if you know that they're this or that? Well, first of all, how would I know that?
Because people in your audience told you. And people behind the scenes told you. You admitted to this. Fucking idiot.
I'm literally a streamer. I stream every day and I do a podcast and I play games. How would I ever know at all what the people...
Do you stream to yourself? Like, are there not people around you who talk to you or talk in your chat or your streams? He just contradicted himself from like literally like 3 minutes ago. Holy shit.
People are doing when they're not on my streams, and why did it become my responsibility at some point to stalk every viewer that I have to know that shit?
No one said anything you had to stalk them, but people made you aware of it. And as the head of your community, you should have done something about it. Fucking retard.
I really don't get it. I still don't. To this day, I don't understand it. Okay? I don't get it. And so, let's be honest, the elephant in the room, the Derek thing. Where for years, Derek was on my streams and he was a nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy steals from his mom's credit card so they can give your ass money. Yeah, that's a real nice guy.
He was always adding to the conversation. He chimed in on certain topics where he got excited. He was a frequent viewer. He never supported. He literally never dropped $1 on my streams.
That's literally not true, but all right.
Never. But he was just a nice guy in chat. All right? But people stalked him in his other accounts. They went to his social media. They went to his YouTube page and they said...
Then how's that stalking when all that shit was public? So going to someone's public Twitter page is stalking now. Someone going to their public YouTube page is stalking now. Wait a second. So then when him and Review Tech USA do tipquisitions, right? And they hover over your name to see your channel and see when it was made and see what content that's made on that. That's stalking then, right? According to DSP's definition. But DSP has literally done that. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay.
Did you see that he's a sex pest, that he goes after people in the sex worker industry and he harasses them and he had to massively apologize publicly for stalking them and saying creepy stuff?
A couple of times. He did that to he did that not even a couple, a few times. A few times he made those fucking chicks feel really uncomfortable, which is weird because when you got a chick who's taking like 4 back shots in a day, some fucking little creeper from fucking Canada sitting there freaking them out on Twitter shouldn't mean shit about shit. You would think a porn star deals with that on the regular. So if Derek, whatever, if he's making them uncomfortable with all the stalkers most of these females have, That should tell you something. But then again, if you look at the statistic of how many fucking porn stars that have been like murdered, unfortunately, over the years, you can kind of see why. And it's funny how almost all of those women caught that exact same vibe from Derridge. Imagine that. It's a Gundam. He'll tell you. He's actually gone down the rabbit hole with that whole Derridge porn shit. So he'll give you a much better idea of that.
Did you see he has playlists on his YouTube channel of small girls and shit? I'm like, no.
Yeah, that don't seem fucking weird to you? Not even weird, inappropriate. Fuck weird, inappropriate. That doesn't seem like it's a problem to you. No, it's not. Because he's a pedophile defender. So why would it bother DSP?
Oh.
Oh, shit! Sorry. Sorry about that. Let me bring that back.
They went to his social media. They went to his YouTube page and they said, did you see that he's a sex pest, that he goes after people in the sex worker industry and he harasses them and he had to massively apologize publicly for stalking them and saying creepy stuff? Did you see he has playlists on his YouTube channel of small girls and shit? I'm like, no, I didn't see that. You want to know?
But you knew about it, though. You knew about it. And you clearly went and looked at one time or another and you just ignored it. Whatever.
Why? Because I don't stalk my viewers.
That's not stalking, though. Going to someone's public page to see what's on it is not stalking. What you talking about?
I don't want to. I don't care.
I don't want to. I don't care. So we're just completely disregarding it. Okay.
To. It's not my job to. That is ridiculous, in my opinion, that you would go the extra mile to look into someone. I'm one person. Can you imagine if I was responsible to literally look into every person who watches my content?
He's low-key admitting that he knows that he has predators in his shit. He don't want to fucking deal with it. That's crazy. Let me bring this back a little bit. But if you think about it, in context, he's low-key admitting that he has predators and shit, or he has fucking weirdos. And there's nothing against the law for you being a weirdo, but if you're like a deviant or a predator, there is something wrong with that. Well, something wrong with all three, depending on the extremes of it. But at least being a weirdo at the very least, the extremes of that, it's harmless, being a weirdo and being harmless, and then it starts to gradually just get worse. But as for being a fucking degenerate or a predator, I mean, fuck it, all of them need to face the wall. Anyway, to be honest, it's funny how he's kind of low-key admitting that he has predators in his shit, and he knows about it, or people have made him aware of it, but he would choose to just ignore it because he doesn't want to do anything to mess up his own comfort. That's wild. Now I really want to know if StrangelyLex has been on that being said. Because if she has, I would hope someone asked them or asked her about this part, about this segment here. At the very least, they may have not extrapolated the way I'm doing it, but like, you know what I'm saying? At least get an idea of it, because this right here is problematic. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to turn this into something else later.
In the sex worker industry, and he harasses them and he had to massively apologize publicly for stalking them and saying creepy stuff. Did you see he has playlists on his YouTube channel of small girls and shit? I'm like, no, I didn't see that. You want to know why? Because I don't stalk my viewers. I don't want to. I don't care to. It's not my job to. That is ridiculous, in my opinion, that you would go the extra mile to look into someone. I'm one person. Can you imagine if I was responsible to literally look into every person who watches my content? When would I make content?
So it's okay to beg these people for money, but it's not okay to it's okay to beg these people for money, but then when people bring it to your attention that, hey, Phil, we think this guy is doing some creepy shit and whatever, and that might be a problem and whatever, you don't want to deal with that? So you're okay with asking for money from creeps and predators and racists and all that bullshit, but you don't want to deal with none of the nonsense when that shit could be a problem for you later. Hence the reason why he's bitching out in the first place. Okay, it makes you think. But here's the thing. He's admitting that people do bring this stuff to his attention, that he does that he does know about it, and he chooses to do nothing. Yeah, this makes that Derek situation so much worse. Oh, well done, Phil. Well done. Oh boy, I thought I was only gonna have to deal with the 2025 stuff for like another month or two into the new year. Oh boy, Phil. Now I'm gonna have to go back and really look. Imagine that. Oh boy. Well, Diggs is not gonna be happy about it, but he'll be all right. it'll get over it. Because now I wonder what kind of other gems that are out there that I have missed from last year.
Right?
Well, my current year, but for you guys last year.
So that's always been my philosophy. But hey, people have taken me to task for it and told me I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, you defend pedophiles, and you do something even more egregious than that. You ignore their actions when you've been made aware of those said actions. That's problematic, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you like me or not, or whoever your favorite detractor is, that's whatever. But this right here is a fucking problem. That's a real fucking problem. Doesn't matter who tells you that. You know what I'm saying? To hell with the messenger. This is a problem. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
That's the wrong philosophy to have. That if you're actively told that someone is doing something bad, that you've got to look into it and you're responsible for it, well, guess what?
I mean, you're responsible for getting them up and out of your community, yeah. You should definitely want to expel those elements out of your community. That should be a thing.
Fuck that. Okay?
Okay. Well, wait a second. If it's fuck that, then why'd you go ahead and ban Derek? Oh, we can't even hold to our word. Imagine that.
Hey, people have taken me to task for it and told me I'm wrong. That's the wrong philosophy to have. That if you're actively told that...
Wait, you're still with PPP and Andy at this point, right? This is February. Oh, I don't know now. I have to look. He may not have broken away from them yet. Actually, give me just a second. Okay. Yeah, so that didn't happen. Okay, so DSP didn't break away from Kino Casino and do the 666 podcast with Rich, or the attempt to, till March. So he must have he was still kind of under pocket at that point. Interesting. Give me another second. Okay. Yeah, he was still kind of in pocket at this point. So he hasn't completely turned on them or snaked them just yet. Anyway, sorry. Just looking for that led to a bunch of other bullshit. That's crazy. We just found ourselves a whole bunch more material we can go over. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So sorry, I just wanted to verify the timeline for myself real fast.
Someone is doing something bad, that you've got to look into it and you're responsible for it, well, guess what? Fuck that. Okay, I'm going to lay down the law right now. That's fucking unfair. I don't care what Ptolomeo says. I don't care what Kino Casino says. It's unfair. You can't expect a creator to fucking...
Oh shit, you called out Ptolomeo? What'd he do? Oh, oh yeah, that's right. He sat you down and sat your ass down and treated you like a little piglet. And basically gave you a father-son talk. I need to go over that interview too. That's just hilarious, bro. I never thought Ptolomeo would be so passively not interested and still went ahead and took DSP to task like a father would. Maybe even a good stepfather, I suppose. I don't know. I still have my real father, so I don't know what it's like to have a stepdad. But yeah, that's kind of wild what happened to DSP. Holy shit, I forgot what he did to you.
Investigate and stalk their viewers, period. I disagree with it. All right. Now, if somehow other people do the work and figure it out and come to me with evidence and say, no, there is concrete evidence of what's being said here and you should take action, then maybe I will.
Then maybe I will? What? No, because first off, during the Kino Casino Josh thing, he said that DSP admitted that people had told him about the playlist and shit, as well as his activities on fucking Twitter. So what the fuck is he talking about? And then why does other people need to do the work? If nothing is going on, or if you don't care, why would you even encourage that? Oh boy, let's bring that back. Holy shit. Let's contradict ourselves left and right.
Now, if somehow other people do the work and figure it out and come to me with evidence and say, no, there is concrete evidence of what's being said here and you should take action, then maybe I will. But I'm not going to go after.
Then maybe I will. Holy shit. Got ourselves a small little gold mine here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh shit. At least an emerald mine at the very least. It's not a diamond mine, but at least emeralds. We got at least that.
People like that. Do you understand? And so in this case here, we've got IronSimpSakai, who apparently is going off and doing things the last 24, 48 hours. Okay. I don't know if it's true or not because I wasn't there. I didn't look at chat logs. I didn't watch stream archives. I also don't care to. I don't care about a fucking ethot on Kick who's fucking doing squats for money. Okay, I don't. I don't give a shit. I don't care if she talks shit about me because apparently I'm being told she did. That people made fun of me. Say, oh, did you know that there's an e-beggar named
You just said that you didn't care, but then you're going to raffle off the things that she said? All right.
Dark Side fell. Oh, so embarrassed. He's in his 40s and he e-begs. You're fucking squatting on camera for money, you dumb shit. You fucking slut.
Ooh. You think he says that to Kat, though? You know what I'm saying? While he's breaking her back in and shit and he gives her a spanking? Probably not. Oh, well. That's unfortunate.
The fuck are you talking about?
Here, I want to hear that slut part again. I want to hear that. That's kind of funny.
And doing squats for money. Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't care if she talks shit about me because apparently I'm being told she did. That people made fun of me. Say, oh, did you know that there's an e-beggar named Dark Side fell? Oh, so embarrassed. He's in his 40s and he e-begs. You're fucking squatting on camera for money, you dumb shit. You fucking slut.
Wait a second. You said that you're being told this. Is there any evidence of that? Did someone actually bring you the clip that showed her saying that? Because if not, then you theoretically called her a slut for no reason. Right? Like, theoretically, if we go off of his previous speech. So you're okay with calling this chick a slut because, well, under the guides, that she may or may not have spoken about you in a certain type of way, but you have no proof of that. So you're just going to do it just to do it. Damn, you and Richard do have, you and Review Tech USA do have a lot in common.
The fuck are you talking about? You're the one who's doing the embarrassing acts. I'm literally sitting here putting out content. You understand?
But didn't PPP have you prancing around like a burlesque dancer and shit? And had you doing like knee push-ups and whatever the fuck? That at least makes you a whore. For another man, by the way. And PPP didn't even have to give you any money. Disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful.
Understand? You're squatting on camera for money. But anyway, you know, I'm supposed to be the villain in this situation, right? But anyway, so in regards
to, and how is she the aggressor in this situation? Isn't IronSimpSakai the one that's supposed to be held to task? So why did fucking Lex get called a slut? What did she really do? Holy shit. Oh man, he might as well just come out of the closet because he clearly hates women, obviously. So he might as well just go ahead and come out of the closet and just, you know, whatever.
To all of this, I don't give a shit about any of it. I really, really don't. All right. So you could go do whatever you want, but understand when you're doing what you want to do,
oh, wow.
People are going to stalk you. People are going to regurgitate that. They're going to spin it. They're going to say negative shit. Do you understand? They are. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yo, you know what he just did? Actually, low key. He did what most weak women do, by the way, ironically enough. I'll use Foodie Beauty as my example, actually. Instead of putting blame on the person that should have the blame in this, which I guess would be IronSimpSakai, DSP chose to put all the blame on Lex. And now he's trying to coach IronSimpSakai in the hopes that he can keep his ass in pocket and then they can all move along positively. So it's like a weak-ass chick getting mad that whoever it was that she was fucking with ain't cheated on her with some other chick. And instead of blaming the dude, she decides to blame the other chick. It's like that. Yeah, that's sad. That's a literal bitch-made shit. Holy shit, Phil. What a bitch.
So I'm not going to take any action today because I don't think it's my job to do that. All right? But to be honest, at the same time, it is fucking annoying as shit. And I don't want to sit here having to try to manage my chat with a bunch of people acting like fucking, like I said, sissy gossip girls. It pisses me off. I got better things to fucking do than waste my time on all this bullshit. Okay? I really do. So at some point, I got to lay down the law, right? So I'm just being honest here. Please be conscious of what you're doing, especially if you're someone who has the eye of my detractors and other people stalking you constantly. You've got to be conscious that what you're doing is going to be analyzed and you're going to freaking be putting this shit all over the internet, all right? And people are going to be talking about it, okay? So that's that. Now, at the same time, do you understand? I hope everyone understands why I would be apprehensive of giving moderator status back to someone like IronSimpSakai. You get it? Because the entire internet's eyes are on this fucking guy now. So everything he does is going to be microanalyzed. Now imagine if I made him a moderator again and how that would blow up and how that would basically backfire. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh. He's telling you to imagine it, but why don't he just go ahead and illustrate to us how that would backfire in some way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I'm just, at this point.
He sounds paranoid. He legitimately sounds paranoid.
That's why. And I think everyone understands that too. Like, I don't think anyone is going to sit here and be like, oh, I don't get that. No, I think everyone gets it. But I want people to also understand it's not like I'm trying to be a jerk. I understand IronSimpSakai is a huge supporter of my content, and I appreciate that. But you got to get that this is the problem. That was what happens when those things get to this level. Like, all he did was go to another stream, right, for a day and throw money at someone and immediately, oh my God, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh my God. How about this?
Did you actually go and check and see if any of their claims are even true? It's funny how he's like, he wants evidence. You have to present him evidence for him to take action against the pedophiles in his community. But if someone's throwing money at someone else and talking shit, he just takes their word off the muscle. On top of that, look at his fucking face right there. Like his mouth in particular. Jesus Christ, Phil. That's not stroke mouth. I don't know what is.
Everyone shut the fuck up. Right? I don't have time for your bullshit. I have many important things to do, positive things. I don't want to waste time on any of this nonsense. It really pisses me off. It does. Okay?
By having your weird ass fucking disco light fucking RGBs going in the background and shit? Is that really the important work that you're doing? Is this how you're helping humanity and shit? Society as a whole? Your community at large? Okay.
So, let's all calm down. Let's all relax. Let's all chill. Let's have a good time today. Today's a very chill day. Really, it is. It's a
Besides calling random women sluts. Okay.
relaxing day. All right? And I'm not going to now have this be ruined by drama. All right? I'm saying it up front right now. If people start drama, I'm just going to fucking remove you. And that's going to be the end of the drama. Because then we won't have to talk about it because we won't have to see you. Okay? I've had enough. You get to your limits. It's like, well, I had one day of it. That's enough for me. I was trying to have fun with multiplayer yesterday, and half the day they're talking about IronSimpSakai in my chat. He's not even there. I don't care. And if you bring it up, you're gone. And I won't miss you. I won't. Like, why would I? I'm trying to make content that's positive and fun. I don't want to talk about drama and gossip and bullshit. You guys are absolutely ridiculous. Okay? So, that being said, let's get some support on today's stream. Let's get some super chats. Let's get some gifted memberships. How about a tip or two?
He just admitted that if he has pedophiles or predators or degenerates in his community, and even if he's told about it, if there's not any real hard locked in proof, he may not even move on it. He really just doesn't want to know and he doesn't care. How the fuck do you just turn around and get in the clown mode? Well, he's a clown anyway. But how do you turn around and get in the clown mode and then try to act like it's no big deal and then give me money? Yikes, bro. That's fucking crazy.
And let's get some juicy subs on the Kick side of stuff. Speaking of which, the Kick pop-ups have been working nicely the past couple of days, as you can see. So now we're fully getting them going. This is excellent. Let's get it going. Some support is on the way. Let's do some shout-outs. We start off today with Zimmer P. Flans, who gifted a sub. Sister Anime gifted a sub, and Zimmer gifted a second sub. Zimmer just gifted a third sub. So let's get it rolling here. Let's get this up on the leaderboard.
Jesus Christ. That is, okay. Okay. Yeah, if that being said hasn't brought her up there, I don't blame him. Why bring her into that shit? That's something. That's fucking something. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. It started off being fun. Until it's like the Derek situation all over again. Holy shit, it's literally like the Derek situation all over again. Oh, that's tough. Oh, that's really tough. Okay, Fucking A, man. Might need a drink after that one. That's not good. That's really, really not good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Final thoughts, and I will let you guys go. A couple things. So yet again, put all the blame on Lex for whatever reason. It's all her fault that she broke up apparently the loving and committed relationship that IronSimpSakai and IronSimpSakai's wallet and DSP had. So she has to take all the blame for it, and that's why she's a slut. So I guess that's what that situation is. DSP has made it very clear that if he has predators or degenerates or whatever in his community, he doesn't care. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. He doesn't want to know. It's not his problem. It's not his business. So obviously that situation with Kino Casino and Josh meant nothing if you look at that in hindsight. And how he turned the whole situation around to make it him the victim, and yet try to paint it as, hey, you guys need to take better care of yourselves online so people can't find you or expose you or whatever, when in actuality, he was basically saying, hey, you guys need to uproot your identities so I'm protected, is fucking wild to me. And if no one caught on to that, amongst the dents, I should say, there's a reason why you call them dents. That's a wild watch. I gotta tell you, that was a wild watch. I was not expecting all that silly shit. But you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. I don't know what to say. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was part one, I guess, of this whole situation. I'm still feeling pretty good, so I'm gonna shoot for part two right after this. But thank you guys very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. We'll catch you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. Big ups to Chio18. And yikes, ladies and gentlemen, holy shit. This has been a Snort Report. This has been DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Oh yes, GTG Networking Productions. For Hard Snorts Gin and Tonic, Tim Snortons, and SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company, and all of our other subsidiaries and affiliates, I've been your host / anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. Yikes, bruh. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Later, people. Happy New Year. Ah, damn, bro.
Select and make your first pick. Tag 9876. Choose and pick the best one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, one box could leave you messed up and fractured. Block these uppercuts, they may leave you captured. May the best fighter win and win again. Battle to the top until his life ends. But if his life ends and he starts to decay,